Hello and welcome back. In this section we're going to look at exporting Excel charts and graphs into other applications, and in particular into the other main components within Office 2010. Office 2010 now offers a high level of consistency and compatibility between its various components, as all of the major ones use the same charting engine. However, it's important to be cautious about compatibility with earlier versions of the components of the Office suite. For example, if you make a chart in Excel 2010 and you're going to use it in a document that's maintained in Word 2003, then you won't have this high level of compatibility, and you won't have many of the features that we're going to be looking at in this section. So you need to be a little bit warier when you're doing anything in compatibility mode, for example. Having said that, virtually everything we're going to look at in this section is primarily about Office 2010, and I'll point out any of the most obvious issues that are going to arise, but basically I'm going to assume that you're working within Office 2010 throughout. So let's start by returning to the academic achievement spreadsheet that we looked before. For a particular student we have some target grades, we have scores, and we have the radar chart that we drew showing performance basically of score against target grade. Now if I copy the chart by selecting it and then either using the copy button on the Home tab or using the Control-C shortcut, I copy it to the clipboard and then go to Word, where I have created an empty new document, and just click the paste button. The chart is pasted into the Word document. If I now go back to Excel and change the scores, let me change all the scores to 5s, and you watch the effect on the chart. We now see that on the radar chart the whole of the perimeter is red. Go back to the Word document. The update has happened automatically. Now let me delete the chart from the Word document. Go back to the source Excel document, copy the chart again, back to the Word document, and this time I'm going to do the paste in a different way. So I'm going to choose from the paste options at the bottom, one of which is picture, and I'm going to paste it as a picture. Now go back to the Excel document and I'm going to change the scores to 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, and so on. So I've changed the scores. You can see the effect on the chart there. Back to the Word document, and there is no change. In fact, if you paste as a picture, then you have a snapshot of exactly how the chart was at the time that you pasted it, and that will never be changed by anything you do in the Excel document. Now there are occasions when you would want this behavior. You don't want a linkage, you don't want subsequent work on the Excel chart to affect the chart as it's seen in the Word document, and so pasting it as a picture is one option that achieves that effect. Now let's try another option. If we go back to the Excel spreadsheet and copy the chart again back into the Word document, but this time we do paste special, and then select paste link and Microsoft Excel chart object, click on OK, and the chart is pasted again. Note we've got the red perimeter with a score of 5 in each of the subjects. Let's now go back into the Excel chart and let's change the scores to 1, 5, 1 5 1 5 1 5 1. So we've got that sort of star effect. Let's see what happens in the Word document. In the Word document, actually nothing's happened. It looks exactly the same as it did before. If I right click on the chart in the Word document, however, there is an update link option, and if I click on update link, I get the updates. That gives me the option then of manually updating from the Excel spreadsheet instead of it happening automatically. So we've seen options to prevent any updates, to automatically update, and to allow manual updates. And they're the three main options that are available in terms of the data. There are other ways of achieving these, by the way, but let's turn our attention now to formatting and style. So we're returning now to the spreadsheet with the details of iPod sales from 2002 to 2010. If I select the year range and then select the sales figures and use Alt F1 to create a default chart, notice that this default chart has no additional formatting. It's come off exactly the way that it does as a default column chart. And then if I go into page layout and themes, let me choose a basic theme. In fact, let's choose the office theme. Now if I copy that chart, go back to Word, and I want to paste this chart now into Word, what I'm going to do is first of all go to page layout in Word, themes, and choose the Foundry theme. Now the Foundry theme is one with a serif font and a very different look and feel to the Office one that was in use before. Now Home tab, and for paste I'm going to choose the first paste option, use destination theme and embed workbook. Now note what has happened. I've pasted the chart in, but the look and feel of the chart has been changed by the use of the different theme. Now just to emphasize that point, let's put in a couple of return characters. Let's do the paste again, but this time we're going to do paste with keep source formatting and embed workbook. No, we get exactly the same information, but now we have the theme, the formatting in fact, that was used in Excel. And that's really the beginning of the second major aspect of how we export from Excel into the other components of Office. If we want to adopt the style of the destination document, so if we were say putting this into a Word document using a particular theme, it's important that we do the paste using the destination theme option. And then if we add to that the issue of updating the source document, we can see again it's important to understand what the effects are, and we're going to look at that next. So let's first of all zoom out a little, and I'm going to paste again, but this time I'm going to do a paste special, and with paste special I choose paste link, Microsoft Excel chart object, OK. Looks exactly the same as the one above it, but note what happened when regarding the data when I did this paste link before. Let's now go back to the Excel spreadsheet. The chart's already selected. On the Format tab, look at Shape Fill, perhaps go for a gradient fill, and let's try one of these gradient fills. So note the effect on the chart in Excel. Let's now go back into Word, and you can immediately see the difference between those two. Both of the original pastes that were done, there's been no change in them by changing the Excel source document, whereas with the one where we did the paste link, the update has been carried out immediately. Now we need to look in a little bit more detail at exactly what's going on here. When we create a link, the link is between the source document, in this case an Excel workbook with some data and some charts in it, and a destination document, and we've been using a Word document, but we could, for example, have been using a PowerPoint document. For that link to work, both ends of the link need to be there. And what would happen if, for instance, I wanted to prepare a workbook, put some data in it, prepare some charts, and from those charts create, say, a PowerPoint presentation or a Word report? What would happen if I separated the two? What would happen if the source document were no longer available? Well, the simple answer to that is that the link would be broken and the linkage would be broken. Any changes I made in the source document would no longer be reflected in the destination document. Now that in itself may not be a huge problem, but there may be a situation where I want to be able to make changes to the chart or the data in the Word document or the PowerPoint document, but for some reason or other I cannot keep it linked to the Excel source. So what do I do in those cases? Well, what I do in those cases is I embed the Excel data, and I'm now going to show you how to do that. So let's once again copy this chart, switch to Word, and look carefully at the paste options. The first is use destination theme and embed workbook. The next one, keep source formatting and embed workbook. Use destination theme and link data. Keep source formatting and link data. And finally, picture. Now, picture we know basically means that we're putting the chart in there as a picture. We can't actually change the data, link it to the data. We could put a border or a frame around it, but that's about it. But the other four really combine three different things. One of them is use destination theme that we've already looked at, which is whereby the chart picks up the theme in the destination document. The other one that two of them use is link data, which basically means that the destination document or the chart in the destination document is linked directly to the source data in the source document. And it's very important to realize that when this embedding takes place, the whole workbook is embedded in the destination document, all the sheets, all the charts, everything, so that it's all available to be edited directly from the destination document. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose keep source formatting and embed workbook. And then what I'm now going to do is I'm going to go back into Excel, close the source document, and I'm actually going to rename the source document so that it's definitely not available to the destination document. So here I have my Word document with my embedded chart in it. The menu options on there include Edit Data. And if I click on Edit Data, what happens is that Word 2010 basically opens an Excel instance here with the source data in it, and I can go into that Excel instance. I can change my source data. So for instance, let me change one of those totals which says 937,000. Let me change it to say 20,937,000. Note what happens here in the chart. Obviously the chart gets a big column there built up, and exactly the same in the Word document. And as you can see, that embedded Excel object has all the sheets of data, including the other charts that we drew, and when I've finished working on those, I merely close them down and I'm back at my Word document ready to carry on in whatever way I want to. So in the next section we're going to complete our review of these ways of exporting charts from Excel into other applications. I'll see you then.